Right.
That's what people use to share for 6 days the AOScan technology.
That's right. All right, we had a contest last week. What is a small health habit that has made a big impact on you? We're gonna draw 3 names right now, and what are we gonna give them?
We give them sleep. Sleep is
sleep.
one of those things that seems, it's a little bottle, it's a little dose, but it's a big impact on your ability to sleep well, right?
It is.
All right, our first winner is Janelle Stewart. The one habit that has made the biggest impact is going gluten-free. That's like a one-liner, like there, it's at you, right? Gluten-free for her made it happen. I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't it interesting? You just find the smallest change,
Yes.
and then boom, life is new.
Ellie Vixie, my habit is drinking water. Lots and lots of water. That is great. And we just had a whole weekly update, was it last week or the week before, about hydration and how to hydrate. I thought it was just drinking water, but it's a lot. There's a lot to it.
Oh, there's an awful lot to getting enough water and what your body does with that water. It is so smart.
Yes.
In how it uses water.
Yes. But water is so key for the scanner. So great comment, Ellie.
All right, Lucy Chapin. Love Sheila Day's presentation. Congrats.
That's right. We talked about MindSync last week.
That was a great presentation.
Yes.
Hopefully we will get more shares from Europe's DoD. My small health habit that has a big impact is listening to my inner voice daily. Also making sure I'm hydrated so the frequencies from inner voice can do their work. Great combination.
Yes. All right. Well, congratulations to the 3 of you. We will send you sleep. And Lucy, you are getting your wish. More shares from the EU DoD. Check this out.
Okay, for me, the first time I saw the AO tunes in the AOScan, I said, it's incredible. Lauren put all these planetary frequencies in the AOScan. Never I could believe that. And therefore, with the AO tunes, Solex opens the door to the sound healing, I would say. Perhaps you know, did you know that the word to heal actually means to make sound? And by doing so, we come back into holistic resonance. Yeah? Enjoy this presentation. I have also some other clips for you. Very interesting information for you. Also, we want to connect the dots in the AOScan with the AO tunes and the planetary frequencies. Nothing tends so much to the advancement of knowledge as the application of a new instrument. This is from Sir Humphrey Davy, because I have this quote here. You will see that. What would we know about the realm of stars without the telescope? Or what would we know about the realm of cells without a microscope? What would we know about the realm of the body without the AOScan? So in the beginning was the word, you know that? The sound, the harmonics. This is understanding in both spiritual and scientific. You see on the left side here the Holy Bible. You know that this is the word, the beginning of the word. Everything is in a state of vibration. Everything is frequency. We know that here in Solex, in our Solex Nation. And sound can be changed, molecular structure. You see before with this short video, these are the Chladni. You ever heard about Chladni? Never? For sure not. He started with this measurements. What's music doing with the matter? It can create forms. And I want to show you a little bit what's important with the sound. The sound, you will see this later. When we realize the potential of sonic energy, we understand that virtually anything can be accomplished through vibration. Then the miracle seems to be possible. And you have to understand that nothing is impossible. Okay, I said that yesterday. Huh? I'm possible today too. I hope so. And I hope that you understand that sound is not a longitudinal wave. It's like bubbles. Yeah. There's one word. And this is very interesting. Is cymatic. Ever heard about cymatic? This comes from the Greek word chema, a word that means wave. Cymatic is the study of wave form phenomenon. Sound has the ability to create forms, as we saw before. These are some forms sound can create. These are some forms. Live sound with influence. This is cymatic. Not only Gladney talked about, also this guy here. You find this in the internet. This is Hans Jenny from the Switzerland. He does a lot of work with this, with the sound and the matter. I have here. This is earphones constructed with cymatic technology. This is from my colleague Iris. She's using this with his vibroacoustic systems in her clinic. This is amazing when you hear this sound with his earphones. We can try it later, perhaps, with a vibroacoustic mat I have here. To hear the sound, you get the sound in your ear, and you get your sound in your whole body with vibrations. We will see this later. Okay, you can go on this website, have a look there at sound therapy. And this is what I mean. Sound in the air is the transfer of periodic movements between adjustment colliding atoms and molecules. The sonic energy typically expands away from the side of the collisions as a spherical or bubbled shaped emanation. It's a bubble, as you see here with this violinist. You have to think not in longitudinal waves, in bubbles. 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional. Sound in the air does not travel as a longitudinal wave, as commonly described in all these textbooks. Okay. I want to explain some words. You know these words. One of these are the word resonance. Resonance is the frequency at which an object most naturally vibrates. There is one word in resonance, is sonare. You know that? Okay. It comes from the Latin word resonantia and means echo. But you, every one of you, all are persons. And there's also this word sonare in there. You all have your own sound. And when an organ, for example, as described here, or another part of the body is vibrating out of these tunes in your body, you get a disease. This is, for me, the most important formula you have to think about when you are doing your AO scan with your clients. Frequency plus intention is healing. We have the frequencies all in the AO scan. And when you are doing your next measurement, you're scanning a person, when you get at home, please pay attention of your intention, what you want to do with this scan. Your own intention is very important. Get in this scan with your client, and then you can get healing. This is one of these quotes I show when I do the sound lecture. And we know this quote, huh? It's from Edgar Cayce. It comes from the United States, was a psychic, I think so. Sound will be the medicine of the future. There is another quote, it's from Stephen Halpern. Who knows Stephen Halpern? Yeah? You know Stephen Halpern? No. Sound is the carrier wave of consciousness. He's still living as a guitarist and trumpist. I also had his education in music. My father was a conductor. I still have to go in the choir. When I was 16 years old, although I want to see my girlfriend this time, my father was an organist in church. I have to go with my father each Sunday into church to change the pages. You know that? When he's playing the org, yeah. He was, pianist. My mother too, my brother, my sister. Yeah, I have a classical education. I had to learn piano. I had to, since I was young. And then I had to learn trumpet and have to go to the choir. And then I had to sing in the choir. My father was the conductor, was the boss, the family, okay? It's the same because he was a teacher. I have to go to school. Every time I know the way to school and home. Every time I know the way in the choir and home. Hard life, sometimes. When you're young, but it doesn't matter. I have a lot of education in this classical area, yeah, and therefore, this is one of the points I'm connected with still today, yeah. And Stephen Halpern also said it's interesting because I'm changed a little bit in the 70s. You know, this time when the young people are want to hear other music like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, or Grateful Dead, or something like that. This was not the music in my household. No. I interested in jazz and other musics, and also Stephen Harper in the 70s was in this New York scene, one of the famous musicians too in the jazz scene, and he said this means that depending upon where an individual awareness is placed when he creates the certain sound, the sound will carry information on that state to the person receiving it. If, for example, you are angry and you create a sound, even though it may be pleasant sound, you will be sending anger that is incorporated into that sound. This is consciousness. This will be perceived on some subtle level by those receiving the sound. He is working, you can see some videos also on YouTube in this. He's looking the consciousness behind sound. Okay, but let's come to the cosmic octave. We have this cosmic octave. I don't know, Lauren, why had you do this planetary frequency? Who comes up with the idea to took the planetary frequencies in the AO scan? I don't know. You will see that I'm a little bit connected with this cosmic octave. And therefore, first of all, I want to give you a recommendation because there's a lot of, I would say science. No, it's not science. There are a lot of informations about that. There's a textbook from 2010. It's from Donna Carey. It's Acutonics from Galaxy to Cells. There's a little bit describing what's about the galaxy of cells and so on in this chapter. This I want to recommend at the beginning because this explains a little bit what happens here. But we are coming later to other things of Hans Cousteau, how it comes to the planetary frequencies. And this is from my friend Jens Zieger. You can see this. Jens is a friend of mine. He is the first who developed gongs, planetary gongs. I have my gong in my room now. I've forgotten it. A little small gong. I've forgotten it this morning. I was too late. And this is amazing because Jens, when he teaching, we are Solex. We are not the company who's selling gongs. Okay. Also, no essential oils, but we have this in our hand, the planetary frequencies. As I showed this, Jens, he said, "This is incredible." He said, "Now he's on tour in Asia to teaching persons with gongs." But military, medial, industrial, medicinal complex. Reconnection through science and sound. There still in the whole mankind life is calculation about the mathematical of the rotation, the orbital paths of the Earth, the Sun, the Moon. Yeah. Here another slide, application through attention. We have this word attention and intuition. Intuition. Century-old holistic modalities of treatment provide a framework for intentional healing through vibration. These are the frequencies we have in the AO scan, some of them. The Earth Day, 194. It's for dynamic vitalization. The Earth Year, 136. Relaxing, soothing, balancing, and the Earth Platonic Year, 172. Clarity of spirit. These are the frequencies of the moon, some of them. The new moon sexual energy. In Germany, we have another article than in other languages. In Germany, the moon not as feminine. The sun is feminine. Okay? La luna, el sol, in español. In Germany, die Sonne, der Mond. It's the contrary. This is the sun, and this is what Hans Cousteau said. The sun is the heart of the solar system, not unlike the physical heart in the center of our bodies. And this small point there is the Earth. Do you know how is the distance from the Earth to the sun? How many kilometers? How many? 5,000? No. No, more. 1.5 million kilometers. It's a long way when you think about when you're sitting out there in summer and sitting there, it's really hot, 40 degrees, and oh my God, I'm sweating. And then when you think it's 1.5 million kilometers from the Earth, what's between there? There's nothing. These are the 96% of nothing, and this nothing is really cold. Really cold. And you think about how are these waves come to the Earth so quickly in 1.5 million kilometers and make the Earth or you so hot? Yeah. And this is also in the universe. We have only looking at the small space from 4%, for example, or 1%. I don't know how much it is. And the other 96% is there's nothing. This is the subtle energy. We are also here in the AOScan. We are looking for things we can't see, and perhaps also not understand. Yesterday I talked with my colleague here, Iris. She's an orthopedic and she is doing acupuncture very well and using all these vibrational techniques, here, these somatic things, where to put the transducers when you are using the AOScan, where you can put the transducers. You are doing a scan in the AOScan with the AOtunes, and you find something and put this on with the transducer, connecting on someone. And then you have frequency at this point. Who knows the Om? Everyone knows the Om. It's a sharp C. It corresponds with the 32nd octave tone of the Earth here. It's very interesting when you see Indian groups playing or starting playing for a concert. I stay at the choir of my father, and he has a tuning fork. I have this tuning fork here. I hope so. Yeah, it was a really small one. And this is a tuning fork where you get the tone. How many hertz? You're using in Europe or classical wise? 440 hertz. Is this natural? Natural? There are interesting studies about this tone, about the 440 hertz. You get more aggressive when you hear this pitched 440 hertz pitched music. And when you see Indian groups, they're playing and playing, playing before they're starting. They want to find, before they started with their concert, this natural tone. Therefore, they're starting playing, 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 playing. And then they're starting the concert because they found the Om. This is natural. AOtune. Okay. Now we start with the AOtune. We have here a couple of elements. The binaural beats, tones. The planetary I want to go through because this is the main point. You want to understand what's behind the planetary frequencies. The Solex chakra, there was a thought that we started with the AOtunes. There was a thought with the heart. I found this last week. And we have around about 65 frequencies, I think so, in all these 8 elements of the AOtune. Here are they. And this is what I said as I saw this. With AOtunes, Solex has opened the door with the sound healing. Only the AOtunes has a value of, I don't know, $3,000, $5,000. Perhaps more when you are using them correctly or when you know how to use them. Yeah? Binaural beats. Yesterday we talked about with Rob, who understand the binaural beats. We have 2 binaural beats. Which one are they? The first are the gamma. And we have 2 Solveig's frequencies in there, the 528 and the 417, which means the difference is 111. You have to use, that, with headphones to get left, right. But when I do these scans with a client, and I found out this is a frequency, and he cannot use the binaural beats, I said to him, please go to YouTube, find the 111, the difference. And use the difference at your home. The difference is one of the most commonly used frequencies in the world for music and sound therapy. Yeah, you see what these 2 frequencies are doing. These are 2 Solveig frequencies. And that's the first binaural tones we have here in the AO scan. And the second one, I go back. This is a gamma. And the second one is the Schumann. We have 62, 64, and the 54, 81. The difference is the 7.83. It's a Schumann frequency in your brain when you're using headphones. And this is the Earth heartbeat. You have to know. Okay, these are the binaural beats. And now the planetary frequencies. Let's start. These are the 26 planetary frequencies we have. In the center is the sun. Begins with 126. And this is a brief history for you from Pythagoras, who wrote this book, Music Universalis. This means music of the spheres. And this is very ancient. You know that. This is a philosophical concept. You see this before from the ancient Greeks, particularly the Pythagoras. And then in the 15th century, Johannes Kepler also wrote a book about this. It's described a little bit what's about the orbitals, the orbital motion of the sun, of the moon, and so on. And then, why we are here today and why we have the planetary frequency is above Hans Cousteau in the 1970s. He was a Swiss mathematician. He studied in Munich. He came from Switzerland. And this is a brief history also. You see here Hans Cousteau, and he's written some books, The Cosmic Octave. I think I have this book. Ron, you have this book in English? Yeah. It's very interesting. And there's also a relationship book about the relationship of colors and so on. In the middle of this pictures here, you saw Stefan Günther is a friend of mine. He's the right hand from Hans Cousteau. And he has together with Timo Priest, channel. He's looking a little bit like the scientific things about the planetary frequencies. He's working at the Max Planck Institute. And he is the DJ worldwide. Stefan. Here you see on the right side, Stefan with Hans Cousteau. And what we have here, a little bit sound. They're playing music with Hans Cousteau too. And this is the site on YouTube. It's called PCR, Planetary Cymatic Resonance. Therefore, I explained you these 3 words. Or 2 words, the cymatic and the resonance. And this is on the healing festivals in Germany. There is each summer we have healing festivals in Germany, in the east of Germany. The great meeting with all these guys here, also with Hans Cousteau, very strange sometimes. And they're playing music. And this photo you see Hans Cousteau, Stefan Günther, and Norbert Böhm. Norbert Böhm is a guy, a scientific also too, who wrote a book. It's called Spheric Music. Spheric music, I translate this, Sphärenmusik. And when you read this book, I never read this book, but I saw in the agenda of this book that on page 819, it's a funny effect of this book. Exact calculation with the help of Solex. You talked with him, Lauren? No, never. It's a funny effect. It's written in this book on page 819. Funny side effect, okay? When you see Solex, it could not be in this book that we have the A tunes, and he is talking about the Solex. Okay. This is the project based on the tuning calculated in natural frequencies we see here, found in the universe, like the movement of planets or the resonances of molecules that they're working with. And these are the guys on this planetary healing, on this new healing festival last year in 24. On the left side, Stefan Günther, my friend Jens Seeger, and Hans Cousteau and Norbert Böhm. And we want to have a small look inside of the music they are doing. This is the Mercury. It's Burkina Faso because it's worldwide. Stefan is worldwide on tour and doing these events. Sometimes they are for 3 or 4 hours. You're using headsets where you can see the brain waves from him on projections sites on the whole wall with the planetary frequencies. These are really amazing events. Audionics, this is the name that Jens created. He has these things to do with his gong. He's worldwide on tour, and currently also he's in Asia teaching people in Asia with the gongs. Very interesting when you was once a time teach with the gongs. It's very interesting. Yeah. And here a small, it was from Berlin from 2022, the Planetary Parade. Yeah. There was a meeting there in Berlin where they came together and doing these gong sessions with Jens Sieger. You see them here only three years ago. Jens Sieger. The ASCAN is a very powerful healing tool that puts great healing in potential in the hands of average person. Everything is energy, and everything type of ailment exists at an energy level. So the ASCAN supports healing at an emotional level, at physical level, psychologically, and emotionally, spiritually. Is this true? Because energy is being pushed and pushed so that we can help clear any stagnation in the body. After ASCAN, most people feel the release. Is this true? The ASCAN is a tremendous instrument that can bring us back to our own authentic vibration, align us with the universe that is with us and outside. Is this true? And the ASCAN promotes healing through its frequencies by allowing the body to relax, the mind to become quiet, leading us into that state of mindfulness and awareness. It's true? Yeah. The power of ASCAN resides in the fact that we all, you and me, we are energy. So your body, our thoughts, our emotions are trillions of molecules in the different vibrational frequencies. And therefore, I would say, I would love every household to have an ASCAN.
I had a great time with Dr. Stefan Ralph
Yes.
at the European Day of Discovery. He was not only brilliant in his presentations, he is a character. He is fun.
He is so funny, and I didn't understand at first. He was messing with me, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I love Stefan.
If we got his T-shirts, he had so many T-shirts, and they were all important, and they
Yes.
were all valuable, and they all meant something. And he had a great time at that event with everybody, teaching us a great breadth of information.
Yeah.
A part 2, by the way, of that presentation is coming soon. Is it next week?
Yes, next week we'll
All
hear
right.
part 2. Stay tuned for that.
All right.
We're gonna do our contest though for next week. We're gonna do it around what Stefan talked about.
Yeah. So what sound or song or frequency do you use that always has the ability to lift your mood?
Yes, I
What
love
is
that
that?
question.
What is that? I mean, there are a lot of songs. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of sound frequency that really can do a lot for me personally, and I use it to change things. But that's an interesting. I'm looking forward to the comments here. Even if it's just the name of a song by an author, I'm really interested in finding those things that lift people.